Hello YouTube world, welcome to my channel. This video is about the recent news of Nene Leakes being rude to MC Shan. Before we get started, please be sure to subscribe. Now, let's get into it. So, MC Shan took to social media to vent about his recent run-in with Nene Leakes. He stated that he was outside of her club. I don't know if he was doing an appearance. I don't know why he was there. He was just there to have a good time, I guess. I didn't get all of that information. But he was outside of the club and he noticed Nene Leakes outside of the club inside of her vehicle. So he wanted to go over to introduce himself. So he approached the passenger side of her vehicle. Her windows were up. And he waved and she looked away. So he went to the other side of the vehicle, the driver's side, to try to introduce himself again. And then she looked towards the passenger side of the vehicle. So in a third attempt, he went to the front of the vehicle to try to wave and get her attention. And he stated that she acted as though he didn't exist, as if he wasn't there. He vented on social media. He was highly offended. Um, he stated that, people should not put rich people on such a high pedestal, because rich people, you put them in that position and then they pretty much treat you like dirt. And he was upset. And a lot of people, agree with him. They felt as though she should have at least acknowledged him. And she should have acknowledged him. But at the same time, maybe she didn't recognize him. Maybe she didn't know who he was. He even stated in the video that, he had a few drinks. Maybe she thought, who is this drunk guy coming up to my car trying to speak to me? You don't know what her mindset was at the time. And you have to take into consideration that, if it were you and you saw a strange guy walking up to your car, what would you think? How would you have felt in that moment? And, was he approaching her vehicle as MC Shan, you need to acknowledge me? Or, was he approaching her vehicle, as a fan? Hey, Nene, I recognize who you are and I just want to say hi. Either way, you know, um, she didn't have to be rude, but she wasn't outright rude. She just chose to not acknowledge him, probably because she didn't know who he was and she was thinking, who is this strange gentleman coming up to my vehicle? But he was really upset about it. He vented a lot on social media, but of course she'll probably, take to social media and give her side of the story and explain why she chose not to acknowledge him. All in all, I understand both sides. I understand why he was upset. And I understand why Nene probably didn't acknowledge him. But again, at the same time, she's a celebrity. She has to realize that people are going to, when they recognize her, they're going to want to, ask for an autograph, get a picture, speak to her, because, that's what she signed up for. She's a celebrity. So, you don't have to always, be so open and willing to, you know, greet your fans, because although celebrities, they sign up for that position, but they are normal people too, and they go through things too, and they have their ups and their downs. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're cheerful just like anyone else, and sometimes they just don't feel like being bothered. And you may catch a celebrity on that day where they just got some bad news and they don't feel like being bothered, and you're on the receiving end of that, and then you think this person is the worst person in the world. I'm not taking up for Nene. I'm not a huge fan of hers. But I'm just saying, like, you have to understand, what celebrities go through. But at the same time, there have been reports that she's been rude to people. Like, this is not her first time being rude to someone. Like, she has a history of being rude to people. but I'm pretty sure there are people who have had a good encounter with her as well. So I get both sides. I get MC Shan and I get Nene Leaks. But he did apologize for, because when he vented, he did get a little slightly aggressive, but he was hurt, you know. But he did apologize, but it was understandable why he reacted the way that he did. No one deserves to be treated like they don't matter. Everyone matters. Everyone should be treated as though they matter because everyone does matter. But yep, that's what happened. So that's all I have for this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for clicking this video. Until next time, TTYL.